The meeting, conducted under the heavy protection of the military in armored vehicles, was in Nakapelmeru sub-county in Kotido district in Karamoja sub-region. Security officers have pitched camp here to engage the communities whose songs and dances are evidence of what they are experiencing. In the last few months, the region in the northeast of the country has had an upsurge in cases of cattle rustling with warriors using guns. There have been deaths, injuries and displacement of families, which has spread to the neighboring districts in Teso.
Whereas you are looking at people dying here, the whole of Uganda, they are burying. They say this soldier of ours, our son, where has he died from? Karamoja.
The meeting, convened by the Minister of Karamoja Affairs, Dr. Mary Goreti Kitutu, the Uganda People's Defense Forces, police, internal security organization, the local leaders and the residents, are geared towards charting ways to restore security.
And one of them even assured us that he can shoot. For him, when he shoots, he just hits target. And actually, he says he hits better than even a brigadier. So this shows that we have a lot of work to do here.
Some of those gathered here admitted having guns but unwilling to surrender them as required by the state.
What they are saying, that their guns are for their businesses, and we both let the government, if the government wants those guns, let the government return, give us back our money which we bought.
The 3rd Division Deputy Commander, Brigadier Erisa Okolong, indicated a reinforcement of 1,500 soldiers for deployment in the 10 battalions in Karamoja is underway.
We are going to give a force, a full battalion, a beam. We are going to give a full battalion, a katakwi. We are going to top up all these units you have their other strength. We are going to top up with them with at least 150 soldiers per battalion, which is in Karamoja. All the 10 battalions in Karamoja are going to be given that.
However, west of Karamoja, those affected by cattle rustling are headed to court to sue government for failing to provide protection. The managing partner at Omongole and company advocates, Richard Omongole, who is acting on behalf of the victims, says they have issued notice to government about the intent to sue both locally and in the regional court.
We want the court, the East African Court of Justice, to pronounce itself on those issues in relation to the Karamoja question and the Teso, and what is Uganda governed in accordance with the treaty or in accordance with the rule of law, accordance with the democratic principles and so forth. Because if those, probably there will be a sense of shame.
They are seeking compensation for the 20 lives they say have been lost in a period of nearly 2 months. Each life is valued at 300 million shillings, 5,000 cows valued at 1 million each, compensation to 5,000 people for properties lost, and 50 million shillings to each of the 15,000 people over the violation of rights.
We are asking for monies that could be what is lost already, what is in all this process is over 200-300 billion in this, because we are saying you have lives. There are 20 lives. If you look at the 20 lives, we are saying compensate. Of course, life cannot generate, because we are saying pay about 300 million to each of the families that has been affected by that.
The Attorney General and the Deputy were unreachable for a response about the impending suit. But in Parliament, representatives from the 2 affected sub-regions petitioned through a motion presented by the MP Kapelebyong County, Anthony Eseru.
In accordance with Article 79 of our Constitution, a law be enacted to adequately and specifically criminalize, penalize, and make raiding a very expensive and consequential venture to all its perpetrators and abettors.
This House needs to urge government to invoke Article 222 for the people with guns to be disarmed.
There has been outcry by national and local leaders about these raids and the rustling insecurity, although the UPDF has downplayed the situation with an indication that it was being exaggerated. Jackson Onyango, NTV.